Have you ever wondered how to tell when an elderly loved one might be quietly nearing the end of their life? It's not always obvious. In fact, the signs are often subtle, so subtle that families only recognize them in hindsight. But knowing these changes early can make all the difference. It means more time to prepare emotionally, more time to bring comfort, and more time to say the things that matter most. Today, we are going to explore 5 of the most overlooked signs that an elderly person may be in their final year. Some of these may surprise you. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll learn the most important shift that almost no one talks about. Imagine sitting with your grandmother at the dinner table. She used to pile her plate high, laugh, and always ask for seconds. But lately, she pushes her food around, eats a few bites, and says she's full. This leads us to the first sign, a sudden loss of appetite and noticeable weight decline. The body, as it begins to slow down, gradually loses its need for energy. According to the National Institute on Aging, reduced appetite is one of the most consistent changes observed in the months leading up to death. Source: End of Life, What to Expect, National Institute on Aging. It's not just about skipping meals. You might notice clothes fitting looser, or favorite foods no longer bringing pleasure. Families often misinterpret this as simple pickiness or depression. But when combined with other changes, it can be a quiet signal that the body is preparing to conserve its remaining energy. The second sign isn't about the body at all, it's about the mind. Picture your father, once sharp and witty, struggling to remember the day of the week. Or he might repeat the same question 3 times in 10 minutes. Subtle cognitive decline, confusion, forgetfulness, even periods of withdrawal can indicate more than just normal aging. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society notes that increased confusion and disorientation are common in the last year of life, even for those without dementia. Source: Cognitive decline in the last year of life, JM Geriatric SOS. It often shows up as small lapses, not knowing where they are, not remembering names, or drifting into long silences. At first, families may dismiss it as fatigue, but when mental fog becomes a pattern, it can mean that brain function is slowing as part of the larger decline. The third sign is something you might notice without even realizing its importance. It's mobility. Think about a once active elder who suddenly struggles to stand, leans heavily on furniture, or avoids moving altogether. Declining strength, unsteady balance, and reduced activity are powerful indicators. According to the World Health Organization, mobility loss in older adults is one of the strongest predictors of mortality within the following year. Source: World Report on Aging and Health, WHO. This isn't just about frailty. It's also about independence slipping away. Walking less means less circulation, less engagement, and more time confined to bed or chair. It becomes a cycle. The less they move, the harder it is to move at all. And when daily mobility fades, it often signals that the body is transitioning toward its final stage. The fourth sign is emotional and sometimes the hardest to talk about. Withdrawal? Imagine a loved one who once lit up when family visited. Now they sit quietly, preferring to be alone, declining invitations, and speaking less and less. Psychologists refer to this as social disengagement, and studies have found that many elders instinctively begin to pull away from daily interactions as life nears its close. Source: The Social Disengagement Theory of Aging, Cummings and Henry, 1961. Still widely referenced in gerontology. It can look like depression, but in many cases, it's part of a natural emotional preparation turning inward, reflecting, conserving energy. Families may feel rejected or hurt, but understanding this as part of the process can shift the perspective from frustration to compassion. And then there is the fifth sign, the one most people overlook until it is right in front of them. Changes in vital rhythms. This means disrupted sleep patterns, longer hours spent resting, shallow or labored breathing, or sudden surges of alertness followed by deep exhaustion. The Hospice Foundation of America describes this as the body's energy economy shifting, where periods of sleep dominate and brief wakeful moments become precious. Source: Signs of Approaching Death, Hospice Foundation of America. You might notice them dozing off mid-conversation, or waking at night, restless and confused, or even experiencing what some call the rally, a sudden burst of energy and clarity only to fade quickly afterward. These shifts in sleep and energy often reflect the body's last efforts to balance itself. And though they can be startling, they are also a natural part of life's closing chapter. Now, here's the truth. No single sign on its own means the end is near. Elders lose weight, get confused, or sleep more for many reasons. But when these signs begin to appear together, loss of appetite, fading memory, declining mobility, withdrawal, and disrupted rhythms, they can paint a picture that should not be ignored. Recognizing these signals gives families time to prepare practically and emotionally. It means you can prioritize comfort over cure. It means conversations that need to happen can happen. And it means those last days can be filled not with panic, but with presence. So if you've noticed even one of these signs in someone you love, don't brush it aside. Take the time to talk with them. Seek medical guidance. And most importantly, lean into every moment you still have together. Because while we can't change the fact of life's end, we can change how we meet it with compassion, understanding, and love. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing for more insights on aging, caregiving, and navigating life's most important transitions. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you noticed any of these signs in your own family? Share your experience in the comments. You never know who your story might help. Until next time, hold your loved ones close. And remember, every moment with them is a gift.